It's still sort of Thursday. It's MARKPIRES. And it's real talk. We're back. We are back. Ease my mind and help my living. Now, I'm not sure if this connected. I'm not really even sure at all. I'm going to try to get to the page. Now, let's see if anybody's with us. Oh, Glennis is with us. All right, it's working. Guys, we got disconnected again. You know what happens here? We're very censored because of the Donald Trump show, which is kind of crazy. And I want to say how thankful I am for everybody coming by tonight, getting the old love bomb, which is unbelievable. I hope you guys come back. Of course, look what happens, right? Right in the middle of a great show, they cut us down because they're kind of used to doing that. But let's see. Hopefully people join us again because we'll get back into the episode. We were in the middle of kicking right into the next episode, which was going to be the house hours that Don Lemon. And of course, they came along and they kind of took us down a level. But it's okay. We're still going to win Big League. We're still going to win Big League. That was so amazing, guys. We had such a nice crowd on. And then they kicked us right off. Right, Joanna? Isn't it unbelievable? All I was doing was laughing, really. We're having a joke at the expense of Sleep Sofa Joe. And who's to blame for that? He's a real sleep sofa, really. Guys, please smash the like on this one because we're going to have to kick this one off as well. I'm not sure if there's a way to reach everybody again, but I tried my best to come back on. It was crazy. Restarted the system, and it took forever to come back on the air with you guys. I can't stand that they keep doing this to me. Every time we get a nice crowd together to watch the Trump show, to hang out and laugh, they kick me off the air. We'll have none of that fun, Reiki says. It's so true. They're like, we can't let this positivity channel continue. We can't let laughs happen on our watch. Look, this is 2020. We need to create fear, instill fear. We can't allow laughter and enjoyment and positivity and leveling up. That wouldn't be good for the Facebook agenda, for the YouTube agenda. I can guarantee you, I haven't checked yet, but if I go to Facebook right now, they probably censored that first 3 hours that we just did with a COVID-19 false information. They've been doing that to me lately. Senior, I'm so glad you're here. And hopefully everybody comes back in to hang out with us again. We were kicking along there. It was actually the first time I've ever had that many people on at the same time watching the show, which was really cool for me. It's kind of an interesting thing, guys, when I got so used to broadcasting to zero for 600 days, just kind of used to, actually about 7, I was used to that, but never getting that high. This wages, I love wages. Our riots are about laughter. Bruno, hey buddy, how are you? Bruno, head over to the tube and join us over on YouTube. There are 6 of you on to the tube at the moment. Slam that like button if you don't mind so we can get this thing started. I think I learned from wages that if, say for example, 100 people come on and watch your show and all 100 people hit either a positive or a negative, it really helps. Listen. Woohoo! Yes. I needed that woohoo after YouTube kicked me off the air with 53 people on. 53 people on and they kicked me off the air. They just like to make it difficult for me, guys. No worries. I've been doing this so long, expecting to literally just leave messages every day of my life, that to have you guys here is a real pleasure. The 8 of you, and when it was 53 and it was 70 for that couple minutes, that was pretty insane. That was pretty insane. And my hope is that becomes the regular thing when we do the Real Talk Family Jams. We have so many people on, and we're just incorporating everybody into the music. Everybody's feeling great. And we just play tons of face swaps. Gio is back. Hey, buddy. Gio, they kicked me off the air when we had such a nice group of people here. I'll tell you, Gio, what I've been saying to everybody else. I hope you'll join the family and come back like every night. Seriously, we hang out every night. Right, Colleen? Right, Glynis? Right, Liz? We hang out every single night here, and we build each other up. And all I could say is I don't know any other platform out there like this. And first of all, nobody else invented the beat seat, so I'm the only guy literally playing this thing. And so we have a band-like thing going on every night. But then the face swaps too. Nobody's doing that either. So we have our own show, the Donald Trump Show, which we're going to get back into. They could kick me off the air, but we're going to broadcast again. And they may kick me off the air again. I said to this, guys, on October 1st, some crazy stuff's happening. I don't know what yet, but some crazy stuff is happening October 1st with YouTube. So I really, please head to YouTube, find me there. I'm sorry, DLive, find me there, because if YouTube decides to, if you don't see me on YouTube on October 1st, it's not because I'm not broadcasting. It's because YouTube cut my show off, okay? And that's a very real possibility. Galloping Ghost, how are you, brother? It's a very real possibility that they cut off this show, just like they just did for us right in the middle of a great moment. We had 53 people on with us, and we were connecting, and we were laughing. That's what they do. YouTube doesn't want us laughing and connecting and making fun of Sleeps Over Joe. Look, he says sleeps over. Galloping Ghost, I can't help it. He's a sleeps over, and he takes naps on his Joey futon. Got his Joey futon and his Joey futon. I want to play you guys something here just so you understand where we're coming from here. This is why they don't like this show. You want to see something? This is very short. This is not a Donald Trump show. This is just something you need to see, because this is the stuff they don't like. And bottom line, it's just accurate. It's very much accurate. You give him the old one to Magoo. That's right. Galloping Ghosts knows all about it. We're going to give him the Magoo. It's going to get the Magoo. What's this one right here? Oh, that's right. It's called Bumbling Beats. Bumbling Biden Beats. Have you seen this one? It's quite funny when it's a sleep sofa who is trying to rap. Bumbling Beats. Here we go on the double. Like, did you guys see my rap for Joe Biden yet? This is pretty funny.
Very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness, my mental fitness, my mental fitness.
Look, I can't help it that you chose a sleep sofa as your candidate.
My physical as well as my mental fitness, my mental fitness, my mental.
Have you heard of Joe Biden in the basement? He be hiding, waiting to come out to see his shadow. Run back downstairs. He's a groundhog. Oh no, there's 6 more weeks of race wars.
Physical as well as my mental fitness.
So that's going to be the rap. I'm going to write over that. I think I just did it. I think that'll just be it. I'll clip it tomorrow and drop that, what we just did right there, Nita. Have you heard of Joe Biden? In the basement, he be hiding. All right. So we're back, people. Bumbling Beats, that was. Anyway, so it's a little too late to play music. So what I'm going to do is kick on some more face swaps for you. And hopefully we can get something going here. It's a little late. I just wanted to come back on the air and let you guys know that obviously the show would not have stopped then. Let me just play this real quick for you. We were at episode 10. I'm going to get back into it. Here we go.
Harold and Jameson live from the studio. Donald Trump is back with episode 10. How sour is that Don Lemon? Thank you for joining me on episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. Today, we're going to continue our journey, destroying fake news. Today, we're going to look at CNN, Don Lemon. That's right, we call him Con Lemonhead here, but I have an old clip that came across my desk I wanted to share with you guys. Give me your perspectives, okay? Take a look at this.
It got some, many on the political right, wondering why the so-called liberal media wasn't talking about other problems in the black community.
That's interesting, Lemon. Why? Why would you say? This is 2013, by the way.
The outrage that I have is in the lack of really the national attention to what is an epidemic of crime in the black community, committed largely by blacks.
These are the same stats we're talking about now. And everyone calls us racist for bringing up.
Why aren't we talking about it? Good question. Actually, that's not a good question. We talked about it many times on this show.
You have?
And on CNN.
You see, he could tell he was lying because he took a longer breath.
So that's the reason I didn't want to discuss at length crime in the African American community or how to fix other ills that seem to be plaguing the community in general. But now that the jury has reached its verdict, one that everyone must accept, it's time now for some tough love on the subject.
Some tough love from the lemon. Sounds good to me.
Someone on another network got the chance to go first because I couldn't go during the week. I'm only here on the weekend, so listen to this.
The reason there is so much violence and chaos is the disintegration of the African American family.
He's got a point.
He does?
In fact, he's got more than a point.
Wow. Don Lemon agrees with Bill O'Reilly. Who knew that was coming?
Drugs, hustling gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that too, but in my estimation, he doesn't go far enough.
Oh, Don Lemon's a mathematician now. Yes, I'd like to hear your estimation.
Black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing.
Here we go. Cotton Lemonhead, 2013, 5 ways to fix the black community. Let's hear it.
Here's number 5. Pull up your pants.
Pants on the ground. Pants are looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Number 4 now is the N-word.
Oh, my.
Come on.
Here we go.
Yourselves or themselves and others that you're somehow taking the word back.
I am curious what people think of that comment.
A lot of African Americans took offense to that too.
Oh, he answered it.
Now number 3, respect where you live.
Is this a special message to the people in Chippy, Chaz? What are they calling themselves this week? I think it's a message to Chap.
Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities.
Imagine if they played this over the loudspeakers in Chap.
I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering.
Here comes a cheap shot at his community.
I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away.
Wow, stereotype much?
Just being honest here.
Interesting. When did you decide to get rid of the honesty policy, Lemon?
Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English.
What Don Lemon is saying right now would be considered racist in 2020.
A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year.
Wait, a year?
A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year.
Just graduating, you make 33% more per year.
A college graduate makes $51,000 a year.
That stat is less impressive to me. It costs like $50,000 a year for college. A college graduate makes $51,000?
Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money.
Yes, $1 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to the people of the United States of America. Not so much for Trump. I've got billions, okay?
And number 1, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should. Words
you will never hear Don Lemonhead speak again.
Especially without planning for one or getting married first. More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
Look, can't you see, this is the point. Nothing ever changes. It's always the same. It was 72% in 2013 when Obama was the president.
And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues.
Yesterday you saw that Sleep Sofa Joe was the one that put them in prison. And Don Lemon remarked how it's a problem in 2013 when Obama was in office. So what's the problem when Trump wants to fix it? Anybody? Bueller?
Pay attention to and think about what has been presented in recent history as acceptable behavior.
Is rioting in the streets acceptable behavior? It's a good question, Don Lemonhead. What do you think we should do, Don?
Pay close attention to the hip-hop and rap culture that many of you embrace.
I embrace the Sugar Hill Gang. To the hip-hop, to hibbity-hibbity-hibbity hip-hop, to top-it, don't stop. To boogie-boogie, bang-bang, sugary-bug-bug.
A culture that glorifies everything I just mentioned, thug and reprehensible behavior. A culture that is making a lot of people rich, just not you.
The time CNN spoke the truth. Wow, it's almost surreal, right? It's surreal to see CNN speaking truth. I kind of like it. How do we get them to speak the truth always? So what happened to Don Lemon in 2020?
This is the thing, Don. You know, black people need to hold other black people accountable.
Okay, before we get started, that's what Don Lemonhead was doing in the 2013 clip we started with. Okay, watch.
I said this the same thing. This is the Black America's version of the Me Too movement. If anything is going to change, we ourselves need to look at our own communities and look at each other and say, this thing cannot go down.
I'm sorry, isn't that exactly what Don said?
And then this is what I'm saying. It's about who is controlling the narrative. It's got to be all Black Lives Matter.
That sounds right. What does Don have to say?
Here's what I have to say.
All right, Spin Doctor. Let's see what you got here.
The Black Lives Matter movement was started because it was talking about police brutality. If you want an all Black Lives Matter movement that talks about gun violence in communities, including, black communities, then start that movement with that name. But that's not what Black Lives Matter is about.
I'm soured by the hypocrisy. It's like eating a lemon. Oh.
So if you're talking about, if someone started a movement that said, cancer matters, and then someone comes in and says, why aren't you talking about HIV? It's not the same thing. We're talking about cancer.
I think Lemonhead doesn't grasp the concept of apples and oranges. If it's 100 people and you're there for all cancer matters, then it would be somebody who stands up and said, I have prostate cancer. And they would say, sit down, buddy. We just said all cancer matters.
So the Black Lives Matter movement is about police brutality and injustice in that manner, not about what's happening in black neighborhoods. There are people who are working on that issue, and if you want to start that issue, why don't you start it?
We have a hypocrite warning.
It is about police brutality. That should never be accepted.
Yeah.
I am not saying that that's not it, but there's more there. Okay. And when I look at, if they have more on their agenda, we need to ask them about what else is on that agenda.
Right. Don't you just love how uncomfortable Terry Crews made Don Lemonhead? It was hilarious. You could see he got very uncomfortable when he realized he couldn't control Terry Crews. I wonder, could we get Terry Crews on the Trump team? We should look into it. Look, I will see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. Have a good night.
My people. So, Bradley's back, my buddy. I love you all, guys. Kim Skywalker's in the house, and Liz, and Bradley, and Hot Rod Mama. Thank you for the lemons on DLive. Guys, if you haven't yet, head over to DLive. Join us over there. What did you think of How Sour Is the Don Lemon? Isn't that crazy? Christine, how are you? So good to see you. Guys, we're about to get into it. I'm about to play you what I think is the funniest episode because it's not political by any means, except it does make fun of President G-Hole. Anyway, this is the 11th episode of the Donald Trump Show. It's called President G-Hole. Here we go.
Harold and Jameson live from the studio. Donald J. Trump joins us to talk about President G. Good afternoon. And thank you for joining me on the next episode of the Donald Trump Show. I believe this is episode 11. Unbelievable. I think this episode has to be about President G-Hole. Look, I got a problem with the G-Hole. He's out there delivering Fluhan all over the world. Everybody's blaming Trump, but the only person to blame is President G-Hole. But no matter what I say, they don't believe me. It's a weird world we're living in right now. It's either Trump or not Trump. Nobody's talking about the issues. What does Trump think about abortion? What does Biden think about? Well, let's be honest, Biden doesn't think about anything. But if he was to think about something, what would it be? Maybe, did I put underwear on this morning? Did I change my pants? Did I poop my pants? I don't know. These are maybe questions that Sleep Sofa Joe asks himself. But look, let's see if we have any clips for today. Do we have anything? Here we go.
世界卫生组织总干事先生
You guys couldn't get the subtitled version? I mean, what the hell? Where's my translator? God almighty. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to respond and pretend I know what the hell he's talking about. Let's get back to it.
各位代表
Good day to you too, Giol.
首先
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption was a good movie, but what does that have to do with anything?
我认为
No, that's close. It's Dufresne, Andy Dufresne. I think he's trying to say the character's name from Shawshank.
在人类抗击新冠肺炎疫情的关键时刻
I'm not really sure who Kwame Shakur is. It may be Tupac's son.
突发事件
Oh, it is. Well, I have one question for you, G-Hole. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell the world what was going on? We could have done something about it. You know we call you a G-Hole, right?
举行这次市委大会
Look, you brought it upon yourself. I can't control your actions, G. We only come up with nicknames for people based on their actions, and you've been a G-Hole, I'm sorry.
具有
You should be, Gio.
十分重要的意义。
All right, look, I can't do this anymore. I can't understand him.
人类正在经历第二次世界大战结束以来
I'm not sure I appreciate your tone.
全球
What did you say to me?
新冠肺炎疫情突如其来
Okay, look, I need a translator. I can't freaking do this without a translator. I just can't. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He keeps saying things. It sounds like he's insulting the Trumper.
最严重的
See? That's exactly what he's doing. He just said it. Ziyunda.
公共卫生
He said invasion. They invaded us with coronavirus.
现在已经波及
I'll tell you what, Giol, if you ever speak to me like that again, I'm gonna trump you right in the face. Anyway, look, that's about enough for today's episode of the Donald Trump Show. Remember that President G is now President G-Hole. Sleep Sofa Joe is probably taking a nap right now, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump Show. Have a good night.
I love that one. Just because he's probably taking a nap right now, people. This next episode is episode 12. This is a very funny episode, too. I believe this is How Far Left Can Sleep Sofa Go? Let's get onto it, people. We're just going to keep going with these because they get funnier and funnier. And here we go. It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio with episode 12 of the Donald Trump Show. Joe Biden's America. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you, and welcome to episode 12 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're talking about Sleep Sofa bumbling Biden. This episode's called How Far Left Can Sleep Sofa Go? Let's take a look.
I can't thank you enough for all you've done so far, and that's thank you for taking the time for watching today.
You're off to a great start, Joe.
Look, one of the things I think is important, I wish we taught more in our schools about the Islamic faith.
Wait, hold on. So you get rid of God in the school. You can't pray in school, but you want to talk about Islam? Does that make any sense? It doesn't at all, unless you're trying to pander for votes. Oh, look, it's pandering Biden.
And what people don't realize, it's one of my avocation is theology, don't realize is that we all come from the same root here in terms of our fundamental basic beliefs.
The same fundamental beliefs? Are you crazy, Joe? Crazy Joe Biden. Yeah, that's right. We all fundamentally believe the same things. That's right.
So my generic point is...
Everything about Sleep Sofa Joe's generic.
Do we agree that we can redirect some of the funding?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so no more police departments. Sleep Sofa Joe, defunding the police. Look, let's divert some funds. Let's not improve the police. Let's just defund them. Let's go back to cowboys and Indians. How about we go back to the Wild West? Sounds like a good idea, Sleep Sofa. Did you think about this one at all, or are you just reading off of the teleprompter again?
And one of the things that we also need to be doing is fundamentally changing the way, and I've been pushing it for years, changing the way we deal with our prison system.
Okay, this one's classic. Are you guys ready for this?
It should be a rehabilitation system, not a punishment system.
Okay, I think it's time we slam bumbling Biden back onto his sleep sofa.
I started looking at it and found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together a bunch of jive folks who are black, white, and Hispanic, living in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan.
Because I really can't tell anymore. Was that racist?
They were keeping schools open so gangs come off streets instead of out raping my mother, marauding me.
You know, this is the third or fourth time I've heard Joe speak about his mother in a very weird way. I'm not really sure if he has a thing for Ma, good old Ma.
My daughter will be safer. My wife will be safer. My mother will be safer.
See, there it is again.
And I will be safer. And I will be happy.
It just looks like Joe Biden did things to suit his own needs when he had young kids. Now he's an old man, doesn't even know his name. So he's like, yeah, you know what? Let's talk about Islam in school. And I think I pooped my pants.
And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth.
Could I call Liar Liar Pants on fire? Because Sleep Sofa Joe said it should be a rehabilitation. And he just said there's no way to rehabilitate.
Bobby Rush, member of Congress, said the other day, I'm ashamed that I voted for the 94 crime bill. You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill.
Proud of putting people in prison, inner city, all different colors and creeds. And now you want them all to vote for you. You're the one who put them in, Warden. How are you going to answer for that, Warden Biden? Warden Biden, that's a mouthful, really. Imagine bumbling Biden as a warden. All right, I think that's enough for episode 12. Look forward to tomorrow, lucky number 13. It's going to be a big episode. Not sure what yet. It's the Trump Show. See you tomorrow.
So, guys, that's 12. Number 13 is a ridiculously funny episode. Obama joins the Biden campaign about 2 months ago. He's like, look, Joe, I think I got to sit down with you and answer a couple questions. And so he's sitting there with Biden across from each other in this room. And I'm trying to figure out what to do for a number 13 because 13 is my favorite number. And I can't have a drop after doing 12 ridiculous episodes in a row of the Trump Show. What am I going to do for 13 to one up? My philosophy on this show is whatever I did yesterday, no matter how good that show is today, I got to one up that show. And guess what? Tomorrow, I'm going to destroy today's show tomorrow. That's the way I work, okay? I've been here for 634. Tomorrow on 635, it's going to be an even better show than today. Bottom line. That's the way my mind thinks about it, at least. So as we go through here, this is episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show, and this is about basically Obama.
he comes along, joins the program, and really, I call him like the smooth criminal. Really, he's such a criminal of the world. Melania, do you remember when Barack Obama said peaceful transfer of power, and then he had the Russians come after me? Remember that? Yeah, that's right. Don't use my gold toilet. Anyway, here we go, guys. Episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show. Here we go.
It's Haverl and Jameson with the exclusive Donald Trump with episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me on episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight, we're talking about this stupid ad that just came out. Did you see this? Sleep Sofa. That's right. He's sitting with Obama. They're sitting together. And actually, I thought Joe was going to fall asleep a few times, but Obama, I guess he's pretty charismatic. He kept his attention. So let's get to it.
I don't understand his inability to get a sense of what people are going through.
That's very interesting, Joe. I'm wondering if you'll ever be able to get a sentence out without sounding like you're falling asleep.
He just can't relate in any way.
I can't relate. That's funny. I can't relate to your communist leanings, no, Sleep Sofa Joe. That I cannot relate to.
One of the things that I have always known about you, Joe, it's the reason why I wanted you to be my vice president and the reason why you were so effective.
Effective? He was effective at smelling young girls' hair and whispering in their ears. But what else did Sleep Sofa Joe do while he was in the White House?
Ways in which presidents motivate people. By doing something really ignobling. Doing something really ignobling.
I believe Joe thinks that ignoble's a good word.
Ignobling. Important, and people go, oh. Or to do something really bad.
Oh, wait, Sleep Sofa, you've got me confused now. Because ignoble means dishonorable. And then you said really good. Or really bad. I'm really confused, Sleep Sofa. I think you're not really sure what the dictionary definition is for ignoble.
This guy has generated a sense out there that people are waking up to, that he ran by deliberately dividing people from the moment he came down that escalator.
Wrong. I've been connecting people to the truth, Sleep Sofa. That you, Obama, and all of your cronies have been taking advantage of this country. You for 44 years. I don't know how that has been possible.
I think people are now going, I don't want my kid growing up that way.
Wait, hold on, Sleepy. So you're telling me kids don't want to grow up winning? Oh, no, they want to be losers like Sleep Sofa Joe. Joe, they all want to be winners, okay? Stop telling people to lose. I shouldn't be surprised, though. Being vice president is like winning the silver medal at the Olympics.
You know what it's like as much as anybody.
What are we talking about now? Falling asleep on camera? Pooping your pants? Just elaborate, Barack.
To be in the White House during a crisis.
Oh, I'm sure you got a lot of great information out of Bobblehead Joe.
You know what it's like to have to...
I just have to ask, why does it take Barack so long to form, like, the simplest of sentences?
Get laws passed through Congress.
You know, I'm really glad you brought that up, Barack. Because Sleep Sofa Joe does have some experience drafting the crime bill in 1994 that put a lot of people in jail. Too many to count, I believe.
You know what it's like to deal with foreign leaders.
Barack Obama with another direct hit. How did you do in Ukraine, Joe? That's right. And how about your son, Hunter? Been looking for him. I have a couple of questions. Attorney Bill Barr will be calling him. You may want to let your son know.
You know what it's like and how lonely it can be.
Look, you're probably right, Barack. It must get really lonely for Sleep Sofa Joe. Those couple of thoughts running through his head right out of daily. It's okay, Joe. Just take a nap.
To make tough decisions where not every decision is going to be perfect, but you got to make them.
You know, Barack, it's kind of hard for Joe to make any decisions at this point.
And to take responsibility for it.
I do have to say, I give that to Sleep Sofa. I've heard him say he's going to do a boom, 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 so he does take responsibility for his poopers. Okay, does it or does it not seem like Barack is thinking the same thing?
And the thing I've got confidence in, Joe, is your heart and your character and the fact that you are going to be able to reassemble.
Okay, so wait a second. What is Sleep Sofa? Bumbling Biden going to reassemble? He can't even assemble a sentence. He doesn't remember his name half the time. He said he's Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. That's stupid.
Reassemble the kind of government that cares about people and brings people together.
Look, I think Joe could bring people together for a nice nap. Okay, but he's not going to accomplish anything except be the Muppet puppet for the left. I have to laugh, though, Barack. You say to help and care for people, but you're the ones who are causing all the problems right now. Anyhow, this was the 13th episode of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to continue to dig deep into the Sleep Sofa and find what's in the cushions. And I'll see you tomorrow at the next Donald Trump Show.
Oh my goodness, Wages, I love you, buddy. Can you believe, Wages, we're kicking it? We're doing we ran a couple of Trump shows after we played some songs, and they cut the show like they like to do whenever we're right in the middle of a great moment. But we're back, and I see all of you came back to join me, because guess what? We're going to keep going. And you do have to see the Dr. Evil series, because they're ridiculous. It's 5 episodes in one, and we're only 2 away, guys, so don't go anywhere. This is ridiculous. The one that's coming up is called Nancy Pelosi, and this is the 2nd episode from Pelosi. It's called Don't Drink the Nancy Pelosi. And the bottom line is this, I just want you to know. I was over here and I see that basically there was a request that came in. And the request was, can I do Jerry Seinfeld? Well, look, I'm not really sure if I could do Seinfeld, but I could give it a shot. I know I could do George. The old George Costanza routine, really. But let's see if we could do Seinfeld into Costanza. George, well, come on, we're going to go to the Met game. Diet, Jerry! That's about all I got for you right there. But I'm tired, Jerry! Save Vandalay Industries! I love that guy. He killed me. You know who I used to do too, which was brilliantly funny, was his father. So his father he'd yell up. You ever notice that about his father, Jerry Seinfeld's father, as Jerry Stiller? He would yell up. So he'd be like, George! And he'd scream up. I came up with my own version of that. There was, I used to do a Russian accent. They'd be like, what, you got to be kidding me. Have some vodka. Very good. It's good stuff. We get the Sky vodka and they have a very good time with Vladimir Putin. We go and we drink it all night long, and he sent the KGB to my house. It was not a good thing. They took apart my wall. They literally took the wall down. No, but so I used to do a Russian accent, and I was like, well, what if Jerry Stiller was Russian, and when he screamed and he said, what the hell, it was like, what the hell? And that was my version of Jerry Stiller. Is like, what the hell? He's like, screams up. Anyway, without further ado, guys, here we go. I'm going to pull up my hours and see what we need. I think we're probably there at this point because Wade just killed it for me tonight. But I'm going to show you guys something here. This is episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show. It's called Don't Drink the Nancy Pelosi. Really?
It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio, but we're going to take this to Donald Trump for episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show.
Welcome and thank you for joining me on episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're talking about poison again. That's right. Don't drink the poison. Also, don't eat any food prepared by poison. Everything she touches turns to poison. Anyway, I've got some amazing clips for you today of Pelosi. We're going to see her in action again. terrible human being. Take a look at this one, for example.
Do you think that it is time for Vice President Biden to address this head on himself?
Now, before we get started, you remember how they treated Trump, right? You remember how they treated Kavanaugh when he was trying to be nominated? They stepped all over the man's life, his dignity, his integrity. But this Peloisen's talking about Sleeps Over Joe like he's walks on water, really. Take a listen.
Well, I have great sympathy for any women who bring forth an allegation. I'm a big, strong supporter of the Me Too movement. I think it's been made a great contribution to our country.
Oh, well, this is great. So we should have a really great endorsement by Nancy Pelosi to support this Tara Reid with her allegations. Let's hear what Pelosi has to say.
And I do support Joe Biden. I'm satisfied with how he has responded. I know him. I was proud to endorse him on Monday.
So let me get this straight. The reporter asks you what you think about Sleeps Over Joe being accused of rape, sexual abuse, and you're satisfied? What? This is not right, Nancy, no.
Very proud to endorse him.
Whoa, look, everybody, it's Proud Pelosi.
And so I'm satisfied with that.
So let me get this straight, Nancy. Because you put your 37 pounds behind Sleeps Over Joe, you now no longer believe anybody who accuses Sleeps Over of wrongdoings because you threw your weight behind Sleeps Over Joe. I just want to make sure that people know what you stand for. 30, maybe it's 36 pounds, I don't know.
I mean, he hasn't, to be clear, he hasn't addressed it. His campaign has addressed it, but he has not directly addressed it. Should he directly, publicly address it?
Did you see? She looks like a deer in headlights. Okay, you guys ready for your first spin class with Nancy Pelosi? I hope you brought your mats. Lay 'em out. We go.
You know, it's a matter that he has to deal with, but I am impressed with the people who worked for him at the time saying they absolutely never heard one iota of information about this. Nobody ever brought forth a claim or had anybody else tell them about such a claim.
Oh, that's great, Nancy. Thank goodness that the people that work for Sleeps Over Joe said they've never heard an iota. Any inkling, you say, of anything that Joe Sleeps Over Bumbling Biden ever did wrong?
But again, we have an important election at hand.
And there it is. The true colors come out from Pelosi. They don't care what Biden has done wrong. They just want to beat Trumper that bad. Rape, smelling little girls' hair, stealing speeches, whatever. Oh, fake civil rights guy, too, forgot. They'll say whatever they can to undercut the Trump.
One that is, I think, one of the most important ones that we've had. We say that every election, but I think this one is the most crucial.
So crucial that you'll forget about your support for the Me Too movement. You really are Pelosi, Nancy. You know that, right?
And I supported him because he's a person of great values, integrity, authenticity.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing here right now. She said values, integrity, and authenticity. Are you sure you're speaking about Sleeps Over Joe?
Imagination.
There you go again, Pelosi. Imagination? You're kidding, right? This is Sleeps Over Joe. He's been in office for 44 years and done absolutely nothing. He can imagine what it would be like to actually accomplish something, I guess.
And a connection to the American people.
You must be kidding, Nancy, right? Sleeps Over Joe is currently looking for a connection to reality.
He understands the kitchen table issues of America's working families.
Okay, 1 out of 2. He probably knows what a kitchen table is. I'll give him that much.
He's the personification of hope.
Joe Biden is the personification of dope.
And optimism for our country, and I was proud to endorse him. America needs a person like Joe Biden with his integrity.
Remember that this entire interview took place because Joe Biden was accused of raping a woman. And she's standing by his integrity.
His integrity and his vision for the future.
I'm very confused by this one. Looking into the future, vision. Sleep Sofa Joe has a hard enough time looking into the next hour. Never mind days, weeks, and years ahead. This is not a condition that gets better. It only gets worse. Look, I want to thank you for tuning in to episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show. Poison Part 2. You know, she's basically the Crypt Keeper, right? I keep wondering if they're going to do Tales from the Crypt 2. I have the perfect typecast character for you. Her name is Nancy Pelosi. We call her Poison. And I'm sure you can find her online under The Devil's Best Friend. I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump Show.
So, guys, I'm not sure if this coming episode is Dr. Evil or if it's the one after this, but do not go anywhere. I guarantee you do not want to miss the Dr. Evil episode. It's completely ridiculous. But here is episode 15, which, let me see how long it is. It's not very long. Okay, perfect. Stick around. You do not want to miss Dr. Evil. It's the next episode right after this. Here we go. Check this out. This is episode 15 of the Donald Trump Show. And I'm not really sure which episode it is, but it's funny. Here we go.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio. We're joined by Donald Trump for episode 15 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you for joining me. Episode 15, the Donald Trump Show. Today we go back to bumbling Biden. That's right, Sleeps Over Joe. I got a doozy for you tonight. Check this out.
We can't ensure our future is made in America, with American paying, good paying union jobs here at home.
Okay, wait a minute. I've been saying America first for like 4 years. And I'm called a racist, a xenophobe, etc. But Sleep Sofa Joe says it. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, look, Sleepy Joe. He's a genius. Wow. Honestly, if he doesn't fall asleep on camera, he's going to beat me. But he's going to fall asleep on camera. Just wait for it, people.
Here at home, making it in America.
Bumbler, here at home would be made in America. I think he may have said that because Sleepy Joe also owns a piece of land in the Ukraine.
These are the most critical investments we can make for the long-term health and vitality of both the American economy and the physical health and safety of the American people.
So, Sleepy, you had 44 years in the Senate, 8 years as the vice president, and now when you're not in office, you're taking my ideas and pretending that they're your ideas?
Even if we weren't facing a pandemic and an economic crisis, we should be making these investments anyway.
Look, Sleep Sofa, you could say what you want, but you sound like a bumbling idiot at this point. You were in there for 8 years. Do you want me to keep saying it? I will.
To power a clean energy revolution in this country, we need to modernize America's infrastructure.
That's right. You wouldn't have been able to modernize our infrastructure in the 80s when you were vice president. You were just vice president 4 years ago, moron.
Despite this overwhelming need, this president and the Republican Congress have simply failed to act.
Okay, so critique coming from a guy who's been hiding in his basement since he left office at 16. He was in his basement pre-coronavirus. You know that, right?
10,000s, actually tens of thousands.
How many?
10,000s, actually tens of thousands.
Wow, that's a lot, Joe.
There's no other way of saying it.
Well, for Joe Biden, you're right. There's only one way of saying it. The Sleep Sofa way.
Donald Trump promised a big infrastructure bill when he ran in 2016.
I have massive plans for this country, but the Democrats have not made it easy.
Seems like every few weeks, when he needs a distraction from the latest charges of corruption in his staff or the conviction of high-ranking members of administration and political apparatus, the White House announces, quote, it's Infrastructure Week.
Sleep Sofa, you know, I have to tell you, I think you should just stop running. Because every time you have a gaffe, or every time you say something super racist, the media starts a race war, or they totally flip it. Oh, he raped someone? Let's talk about how much integrity he has.
But he's never delivered.
Way to go, Joe. Let's find the one or two things I couldn't do in the first 4 years, and let's make a big deal out of it.
He's never really even tried.
I have to say, Sleepy, the Sleep Sofa Joe is hilarious. Partly for the goofy things he says with a straight face, but then look at what he said there. I haven't tried. I don't try. Are you kidding me? I sleep like 3 hours a day. I don't get paid for my job. Crapped on all day by you fake news morons. And you say I don't try.
Well, I know how to get it done.
The only thing that Sleep Sofa Joe knows how to get done is putting his head on a pillow and taking a nap. That he can get done every single day, afternoon, night. Look, I've got to go, but I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump show.
You see, Wages. Wages said, "What will you do when Trump sees your show?" I wonder if I could ever get Trump on, I'm going to do his impression to him. Your mom said your channel would be better with less of this goofish. Rather hear you talk. Well, I appreciate that, buddy. This show is essentially, yeah, I'm going to do that. You know what? Let me copy that real quick. Actually, hold on. I have to take a photo of that, buddy, because I don't have it hooked in. Let's do it here. I'll email you as soon as I get off the air. I don't know why my email's not working, because Glynis said she sent me an email as well and I don't see it. The other option, guys, if you want to email, you could email me at info@beatseat.rocks. If you want to copy and paste whatever you sent me, Mark, and just send it over. Info, I'm going to send this to you right now. This is another email you guys can use. And, you know, like Dana Chevy did with George. Yeah, your mom, everything is, the thing is really interesting about this show, Brian can explain, or D. Derringer, how are you, buddy, is we need to get to the funny, and we also have to have inspiring moments. We will always have inspiring moments, but the thing about this is a variety show. There's no script, you know? So I used to just come out and talk the whole time. I'd come out here and just connect with you, and I'd remind you why you're special. Because we all have something unique to share with this planet. And it's a journey to find it, but it's not out there, it's within. And if you start to look, you start to find things. You start to understand who you are a little bit more every time you start digging. And what you uncover is a unique genius. There's something you do better than everyone. There's no one in the world that can touch that thing that you do. It took me 40 years to find mine. And mine is a variety program that involves music, that involves comedy, and it involves this. And it's all in one, but it's everything at once. There's no way, there's no formula to it. I had a friend call me 6 months ago, goes, Mark, you want to make it and do something? You got to pick real estate, you got to pick funny, you got to pick music, or you got to pick inspiration. What do you want to do? I said, why? I'm doing it all. He said, but then you're never going to make it. I said, I don't care. It's not about making it. It's about connecting this planet. It's about bringing people to the light. The light is there for us all to gather some energy from and just change the world around us. And instead, the darkness, it's thick right now, guys. No matter where you go, it takes you over. And this is why I say, join me. I'm here every day. And we will push to level each other up. I come out here to help you find the light, but you also bring me to a higher level. And together, we're going to do great things. It starts here, every single day. I've said this, I keep saying it so you guys know. If you're new, you will understand this. I've been here for 634 days in a row, every single day. What started as a vlog turned into a 1 hour show on Instagram, turned into more than an hour. Then we're doing 2 hours, and then we're doing 2 to 6 hours. And I got to tell you guys, with 32 people on, I'm not going off the air. 2:09. I'll be here till the sun rises. I don't know how to go off the air when you guys are there with me and you're enjoying what I'm doing. I've been doing it for so long, to 0, to 7, to 10, and it's a really amazing thing to see all of you here. I want you to know how much you mean to me. And we're just getting started. This is the beginning of something unbelievable. Every single December 30th is the new year of Real Talk. It's the New Year's Eve of Real Talk. My plan the whole time was eventually we find our people, we find our base. And COVID or not, on December 30th, we're finding a location and we are having a Real Talk family gathering. And I'm going to bring the beat seat. We're going to sit on stage. We're going to get a bunch of chairs. I'm going to bring people on stage with me. We're going to have conversations. You're going to have things you need to talk about. And we're going to let the Spirit take you from there. I can't explain to you why I've been able to come out here and go live for 2 to 6 hours every single day for so long, and I don't lose my energy with nothing coming back. I don't have anything coming back. The only thing I can explain is the beat seat gives me inspiration, but also the words that are coming out in real time inspire me. I have something that's called the second, third, fifth wind. It's like second, third wind, but then you skip it and you go right to the fifth wind. Second, third, fifth. And sometimes you find it at like hour 4. But guys, we are officially at the Dr. Evil episode. And I hope that this will now spread and even more people will come to watch this. This is a ridiculous episode. I took 5 different Dr. Evil mini episodes and made one full Donald Trump show. Check this out. Ambi, you're the best. So check this out. Ready, guys? This is going to make you cry, so just be prepared. Episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show is Dr. Evil Gates. And here we go.
Hammerl and Jameson introducing episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show, The Gates to Evil. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show. Today we're talking about Dr. Evil. That's right, Bill Gates, Fauci. They're all in it together. And I think you'll be surprised when you see Vladimir Putin in the mix. And even George Soros. So we're going to get into it now. Let's take a look at the first piece. Dr. Evil, are you there? Well, hi, Bill Gates. How are you? Do you have a second to talk? Yep, I'm here in the evil lair right now. I heard about all your work on the vaccines. Quite promising. Hold on. Put you on speakerphone. So tell me, what's the latest, Bill? Look, we have to get our vaccines in order if we want to try to stop the spread of the coronavirus. And consequently, I own all of the patents and I have all of the companies that are actually going to provide the vaccines. And Moderna, you may have heard of, that's actually my company. I'm going to be the one who makes all the money at the end. But we have to do it. It's going to kill a lot of people, and it's going to put a lot of more money in my pocket to be the shelf effect, where everybody else dies and I get everything. I'm going to try to take over the world is really the plan here. Look, Bill, that's usually what we do here at Evil Headquarters. I'm frickin' Dr. Evil. Anyway, how could I help? Well, it looks like I've got everybody lined up and ready for the big reveal. They're all afraid. They're at home quarantined, and they're not sure if it's safe to go outdoors. So they're ready for the takedown. Yeah, I get it. You want to take over the world. People are starting to understand that I have an ulterior motive, and it's financially based, it's population reduction based, and they don't like it. And I just want to try to find out how to do it successfully like you did. I don't have time to give you the ins and outs. Do you have any tips or suggestions that you can give me? Well, Bill, fear seems low. I would release the murder hornets. Well, I really appreciate your advice, Dr. Evil. I know you've gone through this before. I do take over the world at least once a month. I think it's very important that we do this the right way. The right way is the only way. If we do it correctly from the beginning, then I'm going to be the leader of the world. Look, Bill, I'm going to be honest with you. What's yours is mine. I'm just going to do it all myself. I already released the murder hornets. Don't open your windows. Frankly, I was shaken by the images. I could not believe it when I had this YouTube video sent to me. These things are going on behind the Trumpers' back. And I don't like it. No. We're going to stop the Dr. Evil. We're going to stop Bill Gates. He's not even a freaking doctor. You know that, right? He's not a doctor. Doesn't even play a doctor on TV. He just pretends. He walks around, puts a stethoscope on, I think, when he's at home. Melinda, look, I've got a stethoscope on. I'm a doctor. No, you're not. You're just a stupid billionaire. Well, look, let's keep going. Let's see what these morons are up to. Number 2, get me Bill Gates.
Dr. Evil. Bill Gates is on the evil monitor.
Bill, it's Dr. Evil.
Oh, hi, Dr. Evil.
How are you? I'm doing great, Bill.
So glad to get you on the line again.
I think it's about time we release our secret weapon. Can you get him on the line, number 2?
Dr. Evil. Call on the evil monitor.
Dr. Fauci, it's Dr. Evil.
Hello, Dr. Evil.
Look, Fauci, we need you to continue pushing the narrative. If we want them to take the vaccine, they need to be scared.
So we need the public to believe that they're here. And the only one who's in control of that right now is Dr. Fauci.
Well, we have to be very careful. We can't let the president know what we're doing. Look, we need to continue to push fear. If we want them to take the vaccine, we're going to have to pretend that they need it.
So I'm going to get onto every network station, and I'm going to continue to push the narrative.
I'm thinking about deploying the murder hornets. We should probably be searching for a murder hornet vaccine as we speak. This sounds like a great idea, Dr. Fauci. Get on it, and I'll see you guys soon. Just remember, keep me apprised. Wait, no, hold on, I'm not done. We're going to have to continue to act stealth with this mission. One more thing. Don't forget our mantra. We all need vaccines.
That we all need vaccines. And I will eventually take over the world.
See, this is the agenda of the New World Order, run by Bill Gates, President Xi. They drop a virus, I call it the Wuhan, on the world. They cripple the global economic system. They put everybody in quarantine. They gotta wear a mask. You can't go out without a mask. And everybody's still fine. The death rate's like the frickin' flu. And they say everybody must get a vaccine. Look, I'll tell you what. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I won't be getting a vaccine. You've got an immune system for a reason. You don't need an immunity like a vaccine made by people like Fauci. They're just trying to line their pockets with dollar bills, y'all. So take a look at this last clip. Kinda pisses me off. He called me on pocket dial. You'll see, take a look.
Number 2, get me Bill Gates on the evil monitor.
Dr. Evil. Bill Gates is on the evil monitor.
Well, hi, Dr. Evil. How are you? So glad to speak to you. I'm just here talking to the press right now. Is there something I could do for you?
Oh, Donald, I'm sorry. This is actually a pocket dial. I'm gonna have to call you back.
Okay, Dr. Evil.
Number 2.
That was 2 freaking number 2.
I'm sorry, Dr. Evil. Bill Gates on the evil monitor.
Hi, Bill. It's Dr. Evil. How are you? Hi, Dr. Evil. How are you?
I'm good, Bill. Are we still on track to take over the world?
So Dr. Fauci went on the front lines again today and told people they need to do even more extensive social distancing. They need to stay away from each other more. We have to develop the vaccine before too many people die, and then we won't be able to make all of that money.
And what does Fauci have to say about it?
I'm going to try to get Dr. Fauci on right now. Dr. Fauci, are you there?
Bill, how are you?
It's Bill and Dr. Evil, and he's on the Evil monitor with us. Dr. Evil. Gentlemen, the fear-mongering's not working. You're going to have to find a different strategy. I'm getting very nervous about this, Dr. Evil. I think I may back out of this entire thing if we don't bring the vaccine to market next week. I'm out. Take a breath real quick, Dr. Fauci, because we're almost there. All right, we put all the money out there. We have the patents, and we have everybody at home right now. So all you have to do is continue the narrative. The president is starting to become suspicious of Fauci. Dr. Fauci, we really need you to come through for us here. Look, the president is smarter than he pretends to be. Fauci, failure is not an option here. I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I will not take a fall for two megalomaniacs. Okay. I think I've heard enough. Excuse me. Yes, release the murder hornets. Yes, Bill Gates' house and Dr. Fauci's. That's right. Yep, thank you. Okay, yep, fantastic. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I just can't stand you anymore. Look, I have to thank MAGA lover QAnon 1984 for sharing these 3 videos with... Oh, wait a second, I'm getting in my ear that we have one more for you. Hold on one moment. Let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the scene is set. Number 2.
Dr. Evil. Vladimir Putin's on the phone.
Dr. Evil, it's Vladimir. I hear the news.
Well, it's really good to have you on the line, Vladimir. I'm so glad that our plan is working.
Right now is good mission. Is an American run.
Look, all I want you to know, Vladimir, is that we have to put the pressure on. More cities.
They riot in the street. Good.
Now to part 2, our secret weapon. You know who I'm talking about. Let's get him on the line.
Dr. Evil. George Soros is on the line.
George.
Dr. Evil.
What's the deal?
Can I play too?
What you got going on over there? Give us the scoop.
I want to play.
Let me put you on speaker. Yep, here we go. What do you got, George?
I'll put money in as well, and we could take over the solar system.
We have to find a way to stabilize Donald Trump as well.
Bring Trump Walker to me. I will turn him, or I will destroy him. You know, I have to say, I did not expect to see George Soros turn into Emperor Palpatine. Who knew? Who knew that Emperor Palpatine was really George Soros? Typecast. Typecast, really. I heard he also played Jabba the Hutt. They didn't really even need to use any makeup. Look, the one thing I'll tell you about Donald J. Trump is I keep my friends close, but I keep my enemies closer. I'm gonna call Dr. Evil right now. That's right. We're gonna have a conversation about all of these videos because I don't like when people come after the Trump.
Hold on, people. The phone is ringing. Number 2.
Dr. Evil, there's a call on the Evil monitor. It's Donald Trump.
Thank you, number 2. Hi, Donald. It's Dr. Evil. How are you?
Dr. Evil, you're live right now on the Donald Trump Show.
Oh, really? Okay, hold on one second. Let me put you on speaker. What can I do for you, Donald?
You're actually the subject of episode 16 of the Trump Show, and I just found 4 videos, quite incriminating. And before I send them to the high courts, I just wanted to see if you have anything you'd like to say.
Well, Donald, simply put, I'm freaking Dr. Evil.
Look, Dr. Evil, you know, we've had a pretty good working relationship in the past, but that all comes to an end now. Next time you think you could take advantage of the Trumper, just get ready for a steaming pile of rockets all over your face. I'm gonna drop them all over your evil compound, wherever it is.
I wish you lots of luck on your search, Donald.
We're gonna find you, Dr. Evil. I'm going to find you.
Look, Donald, I really don't care how you feel. Sorry.
Perhaps if I tell you about the newest technology we're gonna use to take you out in your compound, would that interest you, Dr. Evil?
No matter what tech you have, Donald, you get... Hello? Donald? Number 2! He hung up again, motherfucker!
Oh, guys! Kim Skywalker, look, did you see George Soros turned into Emperor Palpatine? Who knew? A typecast. Again, my Trumper said he's typecast. You look at him, he's kind of... I keep thinking that George Lucas was probably at home with his sketch pad. And he's like, who do I make a copy of for Jabba the Hutt? He said, you know what, forget about copies. Just call George Soros up, ask him to lay on the ground sideways, we'll feed him grapes. Winning big league, really. Felicia and Dee, you guys are awesome. You know what, Jesse? You have no idea. This is getting so much better before it's done. This officially is why I think I started getting censored by Facebook right here. You're about to see it. Episode 17. We have a buddy. I do interviews on this show. Once a week, we have an investigative journalist on here. It's not lately. I've been doing this. I've been connecting with you guys. I want you to get used to what I do here before I bring on interviews, because everybody interviews, but what we do here is special. So at some point, I'll restart interviews, but Ryan Hartwig is a Facebook whistleblower, and he is out there right now through Project Veritas. He has been out there spreading the truth about how the censorship that happens from Facebook and YouTube on conservative content, which is this, what we're watching right here. It's not necessarily conservative content, because I'm just a comedian who's here having fun and keeping it clean, mind you. We keep it clean, and they censor it. Partially because this is steeped in truth. Every single thing I bring you here is steeped in truth, except for that Donald Trump Dr. Evil thing. That's the silliness. And the President G-hole clip. That one is just a friggin' G-hole, really. But this one right here, again, we put the hypocrisy of the left right on trial, really. And we'll see episode 17 of the Donald Trump Show is called Facebook Zucks. That's right, people. It zucks.
It's Harold and Jameson live with episode 17 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you for joining me on episode 17 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we talk about Facebook and how much it zucks, right? I mean, seriously, Zuckerberg. I gave him every opportunity to do the right thing. But he keeps censoring the conservative point of view. Look, if you're going to censor everybody. Let's take a look at some of these clips and see what's going on out there.
You have previously given testimony to the Congress saying that there is not editorial manipulation that disadvantages conservatives.
So wait, so you're telling me that Mark Zuckerberg told Congress that he does not censor conservative content? That is laughable, really, right?
Just like in the case of Google, there have been whistleblowers from Facebook that not only have offered evidence indicating your testimony was not truthful, but there's even video that suggests that content moderators that you employ are out there disadvantaging conservative content.
You ever seen Mark Zuckerberg sweat before? Watch this.
I'm wondering if you are familiar with the experiences of Zach McElroy and Ryan Hartwig, two people who participated in Facebook content review.
Ah, friend of the Real Talk Show, Ryan Hartwig. Look, if you want to hear the real scoop about Zucks, you should check out the 3 times that Ryan was on the Real Talk Show. Anyway, let's see what else is here.
And what is your response to the very damning video evidence and the testimony from them that the culture that you lead within Facebook is one that disadvantages conservatives and leads to content manipulation?
Now that is a question I would like the answer to.
I'm somewhat familiar with the concerns that they've raised. As I've said, we aim to be a platform for all ideas.
Is Zuckerberg out of his freaking mind? What is he talking about? The last thing that you are is a platform for all ideas.
We got into this because we want to give everyone a voice.
Everybody gets a voice. Unless you disagree with Mark Zuckerberg's political leanings, of course.
I certainly do not want our platforms to be run in a way that has any ideological bias.
An ideological bias? Are you serious? You know you Zuck, right? I mean, you 100% are biased against me. You're biased against anybody who loves America.
And I want people to be able to discuss a range of issues.
A range of issues that you choose, right, Zucks?
When people raise concerns like that, we do look into them to make sure that that everyone in our operation is behaving and upholding the standards that we would like.
So basically you're saying that everything's going to plan.
I know that we have ongoing training in what we do.
I think what we're trying to tell you is that you're training Zucks.
The content review does reflect the values of the company, but those values don't in fact give everyone a voice. They prejudice against certain content.
Matt Gaetz with the left hook.
It seems disingenuous for you to suggest that these videos come out that are very damning, that show the people that you trust with content moderation admitting on video that they disadvantage conservatives, that they label people who support the president as a way to push down their content and limit the reach of that content.
Just like the way you've been holding down the Real Talk show. You don't like it when they push the Trumper. Look, you can't stop the Trump.
For you to then come to us many months later after that was all over the news and the internet and say, well, you know, you'll get back to us and you do a little training, it seems to suggest that you don't take these allegations and this evidence very seriously.
Is it me, or does Mark Zuckerberg look like an Antifa guy right now? Look at that look in his eyes. He doesn't like being told what to do.
Would you at least be willing to acknowledge, based on the irrefutable evidence before us that you don't seem to have investigated, that it is possible that at Facebook, your employees do have the power to disadvantage conservative viewpoints, and that they in fact have used that power in ways that we need to root out?
Oh my, Zuckerberg's got his hand in the cookie jar.
Congressman, my testimony in the past and today is about what our principles are as a company and what we try to do.
What you're trying to do is steal an election from Trump.
And when you fire people as a consequence of their politics...
Wait, what?
Do you think that that impacts the culture and perhaps empowers some of the content moderators to also treat people worse as a consequence of their politics?
I'm not aware of any case where we have fired someone on behalf of their politics, and I would say that that would be an inappropriate thing for us to do.
Now, I have it on good authority that they got rid of Ryan for his political leanings as well, but let's listen in to what Matt Gaetz has to say here.
Why did you fire Palmer Luckey? Palmer Luckey's NDA with you, I only have 10 seconds, but Palmer Luckey's NDA with you doesn't allow him to talk to anyone except government officials. I'm a government official. I've seen the messages where you have specifically directed Mr. Luckey to make statements regarding his politics for the benefit of your company.
I'm pretty sure that's a no-no, right?
So I think both in the case of these content moderators and in the case of the testimony you just gave regarding Mr. Luckey and firing people over their politics, there is serious question as to whether or not you're giving truthful testimony here or whether it's lying before Congress. I see my time's expired and I'll yield back.
Bravo! Mr. Gaetz, you have arrived. I can't believe what I just heard. You took Zucks down. Almost like you're a billionaire. Maybe one day you'll be a billionaire, at least 120 millionaire like Pelosi. I don't know. Anyway, look, let's see if there's anything else here.
We certainly try to do this in a way that is neutral to all viewpoints. We want to be a platform for all ideas.
Is that Mark Zuckerberg or Mark Zuckerbat? We're a platform for all, for people to have a voice, everyone but Trump.
I don't think you build a social product with the goal of giving people a voice if you don't believe that people being able to express a wide variety of things is ultimately valuable for the world. And we try to make sure that our policies and our operations ultimately reflect and carry that out.
then how could you ever censor the Trump when you know the world values everything that I say?
In terms of the people setting the policies, I think it is valuable to have people with a diversity of viewpoints involved so we can make sure that we have the different viewpoints represented in the policy development process.
Guys, look, it's Diversity Mark.
And we also consult with a number of outside groups whenever we develop new policies to make sure that we're taking into account all perspectives.
Are you kidding me? That sounds like something that he just made up.
I mean, you said you reach out to outside groups. Can you think of one conservative outside group that you reach out to and use as a content moderator?
I have to say, this guy's fantastic. His line of questioning gets right to the heart of it.
Congressman,
Did you hear that? Yeah, you're caught out, Mark. I'll tell you, this should be the trial of Mark Zuckerberg.
Real quickly, can you briefly explain the approval process for third-party fact checkers and how many fact checkers does Facebook employ?
We work with about 70 fact-checking partners around the world, and the goal of the program is to limit the distribution of viral hoaxes, so things that are clearly false.
So you're not doctors, but you feel you could censor any doctor who talks about success that they're having on coronavirus. I think that's an overstep of your powers there, Zuckerdick.
We don't ourselves want to be in the business of determining what is true and what is false. That feels like an inappropriate role for us to play.
Says the guy who's playing that role. Look, I have a feeling we're going to have a part 2 of Facebook Zucks, so stay tuned. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump Show. Have a great night.
Wages, you're hilarious. Yes, Ambi, thank you so much for sharing. And again, you were all here because of our brother Wages. Thank you so much. It's terrible they kicked us off. Wages, we were up to like in the 70s, and then we were like kicking it in the 50s. And then they froze the screen. It wasn't even during a Donald Trump clip. That's why I feel like there's something else going on. I don't know. But they do want to take this show down. And Ambi said it back there. This could break the tension of the world that we're living in right now. And unfortunately, they were doing a really good job trying to suppress it, but Wages is doing a better job of getting it out there. And after 634 days, you guys are here with me. And just remember, every single day I'm here. There's not a day that you could say, oh, well, Mark's not going to be on today. He's got the day off. Christmas Day, I'm here. New Year's Day, I'm here. Easter, my birthday, my kid's birthday, my wife's birthday. I'm here every day of my life because we need this. And every day it's different, but it's the same. It's just us connecting and finding the light and the love that absolutely is within each and every one of us. And right now they've suppressed that as well. They've suppressed the love and the light within you. And now we need to crack open that cocoon. We need to let that light shine out. And let's change the world. Because I'm sick of waiting for somebody else to try. Let's just do it. That's why I know we can. Because it's a matter of just doing it, knowing it's possible. I've already seen it. I just don't know how long it takes until we are connected, but one day we will all be connected. And this is why I tell everybody who is into this and understands the spiritual side of where I'm going with this, it has to be all or nothing. I can't speak about any specific deity. It has to be all or nothing. We need to come together as a planet, as one. We need to come together as a human race, and we need to learn to love and respect each other, as I know we already do. The fake news media is trying to gaslight us into believing that it's something different than it really is. You can't progress to the point of having a black president for 2 terms and then say we're all of a sudden a racist country again. No, we progressed way beyond that. Way beyond that. You can't go backwards. And you could try, but people see through it. Ambi sees through it. Wages sees through it. Reiki, you guys, all of my family here understand. The one thing, my one takeaway is this. If, just take this as just a grain of salt, but if if this is the most positive platform on the internet, which I believe it is, if it is, and this platform believes that Joe Biden and that whole Democratic Party is literally, I hate to say it this way, but the evil in this world, I'm not joking when I make that, that it's tangible that could be. I mean, seriously, I feel it. Everything thrown at us is they're lies, and it's meant to get people fighting and hating. And that only thing that does that is evil. The only thing that continues to foster evil and hate is evil. So what I say is this, right now we're 25 strong, right? We're going to turn that number. If we could hit 300, my friends, if we could hit 300 family members here together, I think we could take on 1 million negative, evil people. We're the 300. I'm serious. I was thinking about that movie. I don't know why I keep thinking about that movie. But these brave souls, 300, stood there and they took on an army of millions. And they won for days until eventually they got destroyed. But still, they won for days because they knew they could fight and that they had the ability to stay together. Once we form, once we come together as one, nothing can stop us. We will be a force that will only gather light and bring people towards the happiness that is out there for all of us to find. It's not in an afterlife, guys. The happiness is here for us to find on this planet. We're going to do it together. We're going to find it together, and we're going to foster that positivity that we have within us and just make it stronger. The more positive we are, the better we see things. There's a quote one of my mentors used to say to me, and I love this quote. It's change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. That's a Dr. Wayne Dyer quote. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And it just very simply is, when I look at something negatively, all I have to do is shift the way I look at it, find a positive angle to view it. And all of a sudden I feel differently about it. Try that next time. Next time you don't want to do something, you hate something, change the way you look at it. And the thing you look at will change. Your career, your love life, everything that is going on. If it's a negative that you have a perspective on, you just need to change that view for just a moment. Just see. That's why I jokingly said to people, if you hate Donald Trump, do me one favor. Type in these words on Google or on DuckDuckGo, Donald Trump's accomplishment as president. And then just do this once you get that query to open up the actual result. Click it, look at it, and then say these words to yourself. This is Barack Obama and Joe Biden's accomplishments. And then start reading. Just say that. This is Barack Obama and Joe Biden's accomplishments. Start reading, because you're a Trump hater. Get rid of the Trump derangement syndrome. Just automatically assume this was done by Biden and Obama. And what you'll read is actually stuff that should have been done by Barack Obama and O'Biden. Sometimes we call him bumbling O'Biden as well. But when he takes a nap on his Joey futon, sometimes it's a little weird. He starts drooling, really. And then when he wakes up, he does one of these, what? Where am I? What's going on? Joe, you're in the Oval Office. You're the president. The president of what? The Rotary Club? Yes, exactly. Down the hall, take a right, and down into the lagoon. But seriously, guys, the important thing that needs to happen is to stay positive. And don't think I need to find 100% positivity. It is impossible. I'm standing in front of you as somebody who I think is one of the most positive people out there. And I'm not 100% positive. I try my best to get to 51%. Just get right over that edge and live on the 51 percentile, and you will then be open to 100% positivity. It's a range, but you want to be in the north end, not below. If you get below and you're at 49 or you're even at 50, you are a negative person. You will always see it negatively. You have to push yourself. And if it's a matter of showing up here every day and getting into a Real Talk jam, the Real Talk Family Jam, where I'm speaking to Darlene and Lance and Ambi and Wages and Chris and Reiki, and building each other up in order for you to get to that level. So one of the things I I started saying, because people were like, why do you do such a long show? You know, people would watch. I can't watch the whole thing. I'm like, it's not about that. Like, I love when someone comes on and spends the entire show with me because they are really, really fun shows. And things like this happen, guys. There are so many moments that happen within every show, and all of them get to a point, but also help us reflect on where we're going tomorrow. And the problem is, because I do 2 to 6 hours a day, I can't cut it all out, and I'll forget about it. And it's lost to time until somebody like Glynis goes back and actually watches again and says, hey, I wonder what happened on day 634 in a row, round 2. What the heck was round 2 about? And she finds this moment. At the moment, I'm a real estate agent. I sell homes. If you actually need to buy or sell a home, look, Berkshire Hathaway. That's what I do. I sell real estate during the day. And if you need to buy or sell a home anywhere, really in the world, but in the United States, no matter where it is, I would like you to do one thing. Interview whoever you're going to interview anyway, and then allow me to call and find you one Berkshire Hathaway agent to interview. And the reason why this is important is you buy or sell a home every 5 to 7 years, maybe sooner, maybe it's earlier than that, but mostly it's every 5 to 7 years. I do this every day. And so when you ask an agent questions that you're going to hire, whether it's listing your home or a buyer agent, you're going to ask a certain set of questions, but only based on your knowledge of purchasing homes. When I ask and call the manager at the local Berkshire Hathaway and I speak to them and I ask them a set of questions, it's going to be completely different than the set you asked. And I'm going to find a set of agents to call. And then I'm going to call those agents personally for you and give them real talk. And what I mean by that is I'm looking for someone to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I mean, believe me, that is what you need in real estate. You don't want someone telling you what you want to hear. Yeah, your house is worth this. No. Your house is worth what a market will give you, okay? There's one way a house sells. I'll tell you this right now if you're ever wondering. A house sells for what someone's willing to pay and what a seller is willing to accept. That's it. Market value is determined by that. If a buyer's only willing to pay $850,000 for something and a seller is willing to accept that, that is market value. But if they say no, that deal goes nowhere. So there's only one way. It's buyers willing to pay X. They won't go any higher. This is the number. And the seller says, yeah, okay. That's how it's done. There's no other, you can't force deals. The seller has to accept. Anyway, Calico is in the house. So guys, I'm obviously went into real estate there, but I just wanted to say, if you ever do need anything on the real estate end, I know a lot of people that are getting out of Dodge because of what's going on out there. If you own a home and you need to sell that home, allow me to give you one more person to interview. That helps me too. If you actually like them and select that person, we have referral fees. I'm trying to get to a point where I just have people from around this country sending me their leads to get someone in the door. And if you like them, you use them. If you don't, you don't. But it's free. It's a service I provide. It's part of the Real Talk family service where I will call and I'll interview a few people and find you a great agent. And if you use them, it benefits me in the show. And that's basically all I'll say about it. Besides that, I wanted to get going back to some face swaps. You guys up for another one? Because this is what happens here. You see this? I get, who was it even that had said something, okay? King Kong, how are you, my brother? I appreciate you. Stanley, everybody, you guys are awesome here. Someone said something over here, and then I started going on that tangent. Because I do want you guys to know there are moments in the show. They're going to happen constantly. But it's not formed around the moments. It's formed about us connecting, around us connecting. So where were we right now? We just did the Zuckerchooch episode, right? So guys, this is a really funny episode right here. There's a guy named Jerry Nadlier, really. And really what happens with the Nadlier is he kind of has this whole philosophy about let's do some mail-in voting because we have a sleep sofa. And we need to somehow steal the election when it comes down to it, really. So here we go, episode 18 of the Donald Trump Show. This was called, I think it's called Jerry Nadlier. Maybe. I don't know. Here we go.
It's Hammerl and Jameson. We head to the studio live with Donald Trump for episode 18 of the Donald Trump Show. Good afternoon. and thank you for joining me on episode 18 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're going to talk about Nadler. You know, he's basically trying to say there's no such thing as Antifa. He also is pushing the voting by mail. So I thought it'd be interesting for us to dissect an old piece of footage I just came across. Let's check it out.
It's a very tempting point. I just, as a very experienced practical politician from New York.
Well, I'm from New York too, Nibbly Nadler.
I feel constrained to observe that in my experience in New York, paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud.
Really? That's not what all of your cohorts are saying. Jerry, they're saying that it will be safe. Everybody can vote by mail. They'll be able to vote for Biden. And whether they're alive or not, their vote will be counted.
Paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud. Extremely susceptible to fraud. Fraud.
Of course, you know that's just some trick photography there, but we wanted to make sure you understand the point. Nadler believes that paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud.
And at least with the old clunky voting machines that we have in New York, the deliberate fraud is way down.
Look, Nadler and I are in agreement on this one. The deliberate fraud is down when you use a machine. So what are we even talking about here? I don't even understand why everyone's fighting me. Oh, that's right, it's because Trump said it.
Compared to paper. When the machines break down and they vote on paper, we've had real problems.
He said it right there. When the machines break down and they use paper, they've had real problems. This is 2004, people. It's not like it's been 50 years and all of a sudden we're doing better. We're doing worse, actually.
So there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I'm simply observing that as a problem. There's got to be a way of getting the best of our methodologies.
So, Nadler, when did you stop speaking so practically?
In fact, the MIT studies have shown that hand-counted paper ballots are among the most reliable.
Ooh, you've got a fighter there, Nadler.
And at least if there's a miscount, you can discover it. You can't discover miscounts with these
then
machines.
Maybe optical scan with paper. I want a paper trail. I want paper somewhere. But pure paper with no machines, I can show you experience which would make your head spin.
Back then, he could show you experience, make your head spin, but now they're like, hey, let's vote by mail. It's fine. There's no fraud. It's totally fine. We should just do it. Coronavirus, schmoronavirus.
Happening in Portland right now? That's a myth.
Wait, what's happening in Portland is a myth? I gotta hear more of this one.
That's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
Oh, my goodness. It's a myth spread only in Washington, D.C. Holy cow. Tell us more about this myth, Nadler.
About Antifa in Portland?
Yes.
Sir, there's videos everywhere online. There's fires and riots. They're throwing fireworks at federal officers. DHS is there.
Nadler the numbskull. Look, he probably thinks that they're shooting a motion picture film right now, and it's all a myth. Could be, maybe. You ever seen Argo?
Look online. It gets crazy, Mr. Nadler.
Jerry Nadler, living in denial, really. You can't save a soul like Jerry Nadler. He's a bad guy. Oh, yeah, look, we can't have paper ballots because they're bad news. There's fraud. But then as soon as his candidate is going to get demolished in the square by Donald J. Trump, oh, look, we should have some paper ballots. They're fine. There's no problems. Trump's crazy. Jerry No Good Nadler, really. Look, I'll see you tomorrow in the next Donald Trump show. Have a good night.
All right, guys, listen. Ambi and Lance, do you guys want to go get that tea before I give you the next episode, or do you want me to just start it up? Because I'll tell you what you're about to see. I really went after everybody over there because they're all mental. There are 2 episodes on Nancy Pelosi. We've got 1 episode on President Giol. 1 episode on Jerry Nadler, really.
Dr. Evil has his own friggin' series. I mean, what the hell is that all about? I can't believe he pocket-dialed me, too. I was really upset about that for a couple of weeks. And then, of course, we have coming up, there are 2 episodes that I really am excited to share with you. The first episode, which is this one coming up, it is episode 19. It's called Biden Behind Bars. Here we go, winning big league, Biden Behind Bars. Very quickly, because I'm glad you guys are going to stick with me. I want you guys to know something. Episode 22, so we're getting close, but we're at 19 right now. Episode 22, just to get you a little excited, features 14 different impressions that I do. Now, that's not all I do. I do everybody. I can do anybody, I think. So I want you to challenge me. We'll just get into them. But in this episode, it's my 600th day in a row that I did it, which was 34 days ago. But I dropped like 14 different voices. You'll see it. It's only a couple away. But without further ado, this is episode 19 of the Donald Trump Show. We call it Biden Behind Bars. It's about Hunter Biden. I'm going to give it away. Here we go.
Harold and Jameson introducing the President of the United States for episode 19 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 19 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight, we talk about bumbling Biden again. Did you hear about it? In Ukraine, he's now being brought up on charges. About time. Let's take a closer look.
Democrat presidential candidate and former Vice President Joe Biden finds himself in more hot water this week.
You know, when Sleep Sofa Joe goes in the hot water, the kids like to run their hands up and down his legs and watch the white hairs rise up and down in the water. He loves it when the kids play on his lap. He loves kids on his lap.
Just confirmed, a Ukrainian court ordered Joe Biden to be formally listed in a criminal case.
Ooh, formally listed? What does that mean? Let's get to the bottom of it.
The crime? The alleged firing of Ukraine's former prosecutor general, Viktor Shokin.
Oh, the old quid pro quo routine.
In exchange for dropping an investigation into Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden.
Is it me, or does Hunter Biden look just like Skeet Ulrich?
Biden and the company for which he was a board member, Burisma Oil. Shokin formally called for an investigation into his firing back in February of 2020.
Interesting timing. Right after the fake impeachment. Right when coronavirus made its way to our shores. Look, I'm not saying that the Ukraine is involved with coronavirus, but it just seems like they're trying to stonewall any investigation into Sleep Sofa Joe, but he's involved in something nefarious here with his son.
Claiming the Ukrainian government at the time relieved Shokin of his post in exchange for $1 billion in loan guarantees promised by Biden.
It's not looking good for the Sleep Sofa. I'm wondering if he could bumble his way out of this one.
A bribe Biden himself admitted to doing.
What? The Democratic candidate for President of the United States bribed somebody? I've got to see this one.
The prosecutor's not fired. You're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. You got fired.
So let me get this straight, Sleep Sofa Joe. You and your son decided to hold the Ukrainian people hostage while you had them drop an inquiry into your son, Hunter Skeet Ulrich. I think he's Skeet Ulrich. I don't think it's real. I'm just saying.
But at the time Shokin called for this case back in February, the courts listed one of the defendants as an unnamed American.
That's actually interesting because Sleep Sofa Joe forgets his name all the time.
An individual widely understood to be Joe Biden, Obama's Ukraine point man.
2 things that surprised me. First of all, that Obama picked Biden as his VP, and that he'd have him be point man on anything. Besides feather count on the pillow he uses at the White House.
But Biden was never formally named.
This can't be good for Sleeps Over Joe right before the Democratic convention. He's going to have a scandal.
Now, the courts have ruled it is improper to conceal Biden's name and that there is sufficient evidence to proceed with an investigation.
You know, I said a while back, why isn't anybody looking into Hunter? And everybody gave me a hard time. Look, nobody asks Joe Biden the tough questions because he doesn't remember the answers.
The ruling cannot be appealed.
Perhaps Sleeps Over, if he took a nap, maybe he'd be able to retain more information.
Another key development in this story is the release of a series of telephone conversations that has garnered major questions.
Ooh, telephone calls. I wonder if it's like Jerky Boys. It's Saul Rosenberg.
Andrei Derkach, a member of parliament in Ukraine, in a press conference Tuesday released what he says appear to be voice recordings of then Secretary of State John Kerry, Vice President Joe Biden, and then President of Ukraine Poroshenko.
Well, unfortunately, we're not able to hear what Catherine Zeta-Jones has to say in the interview. And it looks like, she's interviewing the guy who bangs Stifler's mom. You know, from the American Pie movie.
Poroshenko, discussing the Burisma case and discussing the removal of Viktor Shokin.
Look, somebody's going to have to find that leaked audio for me. I can't wait to listen in. I love good content, especially when it's John Kerry and Joe Sleeps Over bumbling Biden speaking with Poroshenko.
Neither Kerry, Biden, nor Poroshenko have affirmed the verity of these recordings.
Of course they don't. They've got doggy doo-doo on their loafers.
The recordings appear to have been leaked from government officials and whistleblowers, but are currently being verified.
Well, Sleeps Over would like to verify that he doesn't have a poopadoop in his pants.
Ukrainian President Zelensky,
the owner of the largest car manufacturer company in the movie Tommy Boy.
and Zelensky stated he anticipates more developments over the course of the summer and says the case could qualify as high treason.
High treason? For the bumbler? Maybe that's why he's been pretending that he's going senile. He just makes things up because they're going to unmask him. Now they have, and he can say, look, I don't freaking remember. I don't remember my name, really.
Candidate Biden has yet to respond to this latest development.
Well, that's because Biden can't do anything but read off of a teleprompter. Look, I think that's probably enough for episode 19 of the Donald Trump Show. Bumbling. So make sure you subscribe, ding that bell. I'll see you tomorrow, the next Donald Trump Show. Have a good night. He's a sleep sofa, really.
So, Lance, it takes me roughly to do a Donald Trump episode about an hour and a half. I usually wind up getting down here after my long real estate day and get the kids to sleep. And with my wife really gets them finished up. I bring them upstairs and she does all the work. She's amazing. She lets me come down here and get started, and I'll just spend about an hour and a half, and I'll make a face swap. And we'll roll with it. The Trump stuff takes a little longer because there's a lot of different in-between stuff and finding clips. So it's not really necessarily recording. It takes an hour and a half, but then sourcing clips takes a little longer. So, but I really enjoy doing it. You know, if there's a way one day, that's why I do say, like, in general, I really thank you guys so much when you donate to this show and you support this program. It actually alleviates some stress and allows me to focus more on the show. And in a perfect world, we're going to figure out how to get a corporate sponsor or something that says, look, just say this every day. Just talk about my product every day, and we'll allow you to do your show anytime you want. And I'll say, okay, how about 18 hours a day? How about 18 hours a day? But I really have been loving this. I love connecting here with you guys. In my description, you could see a bunch of cool things that I've got going on there. The Donald Trump Show has its own gear. I don't know if I have it. I could probably show it to you if I do. It's really cool stuff. I'm going to see if I could open it real quick. Because I'll probably show it to you if I do. Hold on. Yeah, let's shut that off real quick. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Where is it? Teespring. Let's see if it works. No, it's not working again. Unbelievable. I can't believe this. This is the second time this has done this to me. Where I've put this in and it gives me the wrong thing. Let me quickly give you guys the right... let's do this. We're going to open up the right one. Oh, come on. This is like... You know when you want to do something and it just doesn't work the way you want it to? That's kind of where we're at the moment. All right, this is it right here. No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to edit it, dude. I just want to go to the page. How the heck do I get to the actual... Jeez, I hate this. Go to the store. There we go. Okay. Ready? Here we go, guys. Check this out. I'm going to open this up in the website so you can see this. Guide to the McDonald's feed, people. Check this out. Oh, okay. All right, check this out. This is the Donald Trump gear. Let me see. Look at this. Do you guys see this? Let me open up a shirt. Check this out. Check out this. That's my design. Deplorable Unum. How funny is that? Deplorable Unum, and then I got the signature. The best part is check out the back. Oh, hold on, I'm doing the wrong thing. Look at this. Sleeves over. Oh, he's a bumbling Biden beats. Look what it says on the top. MC Napper and DJ Sleep Sofa present Bumbling Biden Beats. My favorites below. Look at his heads coming out of the coffee cup. Sleepy time with Sleep Sofa Joe. Oh my goodness, I love that. So there's like all kinds of cool stuff. Let me see if I can get to the, I want to show you the coffee cup. I think is actually the coolest. I'm waiting for mine to arrive and I will show it to you when I have it. Look at this. Look how cool this is. You got the Real Talk logo on the bottom. And then the both things here. And then look at the front side. Bam! What? Deplorable Unum, really. Look at that, people. It's what we came up with. I came up with that on the day that Trump was called deplorable. The deplorables. I came up with this idea. I said, what about Deplorable Unum? I was like, what about a coin that said Deplorable Unum? And never did a thing about it, guys, because I guess I was just, I don't know, lazy or whatever, but I never did a thing about it. About 2-3 months ago, I designed this. And I just realized that I created a show called Donald Trump Show. This should be the gear for the Donald Trump Show. And so now we've got all kinds of cool stuff. You can get coffee mugs and whatever else, but I never had gear for the Donald Trump Show before. I also have gear for Real Talk, but it's not as cool. I mean, honestly, this is pretty cool stuff. This is some pretty cool stuff right here. Logoing it up. And is there anything on the back of these? No, those are straight up. But I just really thought these were pretty cool. Like you could even do, the shirts are my favorite. And then look at that. That's pretty cool looking. I just like his signature, honestly. And Deplorable Unum, really. So wait a second. I have to put the right link in because it's definitely not the right link. Let me send this to you guys. I'm going to just put it into to the feed so you guys can see this. Because I'm realizing this is, I got the wrong thing there. That's the right feed to check out the page, the gear page. And I got to go in here and adjust this. This is insanity, people. Really. Oh, you know where it is? I'm just realizing this. It's in Restream. Restream is where I've got this. Well, I've got to fix it, people. So what I'm going to do is fix it while we get to the next episode. Check this out, guys. We are on episode 20 of the Donald Trump Show. Can you believe it? We're only 5 away. Bella, isn't that so cool? And yeah, I'm waiting for my mug to arrive. I cannot wait. I'm going to just be kicking it. Because this thing, my wife always makes fun of me. She's like, you look like you're drinking out of like a jug. She's like, what's going on with the jug, dude? Why don't you just get like a coffee cup? And I'm like, I can't find a good coffee cup, you know? You're so right, Wages. I should just print out like 1,000 of those and just go to a Trump rally and just be like, whatever, $25, whatever they cost. I mean, they're cheap, I think. I don't think they're very expensive. It's Teespring. I just made them, and now it's like if they sell, I'll make a small cut, I think. I don't even know how it goes. But I just wanted to make them. I wanted to make sure that those are made. I am sick of thinking of things and not following through. In 1997, I was driving to New Haven, Connecticut, and on the way up, I used to listen to a show called The Opie and Anthony Show. Loved Opie and Anthony. And I'm on my way up to New Haven, and I'm a 19-year-old kid. On my way up there, and I'm listening to this show, and every time I'd get to Stratford, Connecticut, it would cut off. And I'd just be like trying to get it back, but you lose it right when you get there, A signal only goes to there. I called my brother. I said, I'm going to create satellite radio. I want to be able to listen to this station in Tokyo. If I'm in Tokyo, I want to be able to listen to the Opie and Anthony show. He goes, you can't do that. That's not allowed because of FCC. The negative. Remember people telling you can't do things? As a 19-year-old, I listened to my brother. He said, you can't do it. I said something else to him that day. I said, you know what else I want to do? I want to invent satellite internet. I want to be in Oklahoma and not have to go by, at the time you'd have to be near someone's house and get some Wi-Fi. And I said, I don't want to have to go and pull up next to someone's house to get 28, whatever it is. I want to be able to be in a field in the middle of Oklahoma and have perfect internet from a satellite. Same thing. No, you could never do that. Well, now, that was 1997. Right now, Elon Musk just put these Starlink satellites out there to give satellite internet. You know what else we have? XM radio, Sirius XM radio. These were two of my ideas when I was a 19-year-old kid I didn't do anything with. I had 2 golf ideas I still haven't done anything with that are massive. The Beat Seat. It's the first thing I actually invented and patented. I brought through the patent process. But now, I refuse to have an intuition grab me in a direction and say, nope, you know what? I'm not going to do that because... It's got to all be done. Right now, I'm writing my first book. I'm just going crazy, guys. I'm doing it all. Because at the end of this, we are going to at least be able to say we did it all. I don't want to have a regret. I want to have failures under my belt. And I want to look back and say I tried it all. I failed at so many things, but I uncovered what my purpose is in this life by failing. It's the only way you understand where you can go is when you are humbled by the losses. Keep that in mind. Without further ado. Episode 20. Guys, look, episode 20 of the Donald Trump Show. I'm going to do the intro for you. It's Christopher Walken. We're talking about Kamala Chameleon. Look, sometimes she's a chameleon. Oh my goodness, did they freeze me out again? No, we're still with you. Kamala Chameleon people, here we go. This is a very silly episode. I hope you guys enjoy this.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio. We head to Donald Trump for episode 20 of the Donald Trump Show, Kamala Chameleon. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me on episode 20 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. Today we're talking about Kamala Chameleon. The good, the bad, the ugly with Kamala Toe. Kamala Chameleon, really. We might as well go through it because she's running for vice president. So let's see what we got.
She also is in a situation where she had a police department when she was there.
Here comes a great Joe Biden moment.
That in fact...
Wait, check this out. How many times can he say in fact in like a 3-second period? Let's see.
That in fact was abusing people's rights. And the fact was that she, in fact, was told by her own people, that her own staff, that she should do something about and disclose to defense attorneys like me that you, in fact, have been, the police officer did something that did not give you information that would exculpate your client. She didn't do that. She never did it.
The sleep's over. I'm not really sure what exculpate means, but I'm pretty sure you said, in fact, about 4 times in, I think it was 4 seconds. So good for you. I think what it is sleep's over. He always leans on the words, in fact, when he can't think of what to say next. It's kind of like when I say, nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Work of reforming a criminal justice system and cleaning up the consequences of the bills that you passed when you were in the United States Senate for decades.
Did you see Sleeps Over Joe? He looked away like he's embarrassed. Perhaps because he's been doing this for 50 years and when people bring up his actual record, he gets embarrassed because it's all bad. He always talks about build back better. You had 8 years in office right before me, and you built nothing but a really good pillowcase for yourself while you sleep. Look, Sleeps Over, I don't think you need to be president just so you could nap in the Oval. How about not?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system.
Are you talking about the Joe Biden crime bill?
That is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today.
Oh, you are. You know, he's very proud of that. Putting all those people in jail. It's what Joe Biden, it's his legacy, really.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record.
Hold on, let me get my popcorn, and let's see what Tulsi has to say about Kamala Chameleon.
There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
That's what I was talking about. Her favorite movie is Friday, and she pretends that she doesn't like the pot. Look, it's very important that you understand that Kamala Harris put a lot of people in jail for petty crime. I said it yesterday, people smoking pot on the corners, and she put them in jail for like 10 years. They're just smoking a little weed.
She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so.
Wait, hold on a second. So she kept somebody on death row. She wanted them to do an album with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. Look, I understand Death Row Records was a big deal for a while, but she shouldn't have held him down.
She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California.
Well, that seems like a no-no.
And she fought to keep cash bail system in place. That impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
I guess Biden and Kamala are actually a perfect combo. They're both vicious. They both don't care about the people. They just want to put people in jail.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not.
See? Exactly like Sleeps Over Joe. In the position to make a difference, to help people, and did nothing. It's the story of Joe Biden's life. He's writing a book. It's coming out on Amazon. It will be in last place, just like him.
And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that.
Wait, she held evidence and kept people in jail? And you want her to be vice president? I guess it's kind of like the Obama administration.
And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Joe Biden's the one who owes the world an apology for forgetting his name all the time, for saying he's Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden, and for choosing Kamala Chameleon. This is the one candidate who said she doesn't believe Joe. She believes the Me Too women. She believes them who said that Sleeps Over Joe did some bad things. And she said, I believe them. And he chose her to be his vice president. Look, this has been a very eventful Donald Trump show. 20 episodes in. I wonder what we'll do next. I'll see you tomorrow for the next Donald Trump show.
Guys, Glynis is amazing. Glynis, you just made like my 634 day in a row journey. Like it makes even more sense to me. I gotta tell you, there's been a lot of days my wife's like, what are you doing? Like, for how long? Like, I don't know, I gotta do this. And Glynis came along a week or two ago and she said, I'm in, Mark. I'll be with you every step of the way, every night. And you know what? I said back to her, I said, Glynis, you just came up with a new hashtag. Hashtag Real Talk Forever Family. I'm here forever. All you have to do is commit and show up. You don't have to show up and spend the whole night with us, but commit that every day you're going to pop on. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, to just energize and take it into your day. To commit to the Glynis hashtag Real Talk Forever family. And thanks to Wages, I'm glad you found the show. This is what we do every day. We laugh and we get into things. Now, it is 3:20 in the morning. I'm willing to keep playing these. Are you guys okay? Because I will tell you this. You asked for something here, Ambi, and I don't know if you realize this, but the debate, it's actually happening right now. Yeah, I don't know if you realize this, but this is an impromptu thing. Donald, are you there? Donald.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Donald.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Look, I just got some information that you're going to stop the Trump show.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? The only reason people watch your program is because of the Donald. Look,
Donald.
There's only one Trumper, and I'm here. I'm going to stay 4 more years. Look, we're going to beat the sleep sofa.
You have to beat the sleep sofa, though.
I just don't know why you're stopping.
Well,
it's like 2020 is the year where vulgarity no longer was the line. It is really about whether it's Trump material.
Totally.
I can't believe it, really.
And
it
I
used
don't
to be
even-
like F-bombs. Now it's Trump. Ooh, we've got to censor that one.
I was going to say, I don't even swear. Look, do you mind if I get Sleep Sofa on for a debate?
Look, if you want to bring Sleep Sofa Joe on the program to debate me, I'm fine with that, Mark.
Awesome.
All you have to do is somehow get him out of his basement. You know he's a groundhog, right?
I got him on hold right now.
Oh, I didn't know you already had him on the line. I'll hold.
Joe, you there?
Hi, Mark.
Joe.
It's Joe Sleepy, Joe Biden. Well, it's actually just Joe Biden. My Aunt Judy told me that I should go by Joe. So we call me Simple Joe. Sometimes we call me Poop in the Pants Joe.
I call you
But I
that.
understand you got Donald Trump on tonight.
I do.
We're going to have a little debate.
You up
I'm
for
ready.
it? All right, Donald.
Sleepy, open your eyes, Sleepy. Right now you have them closed. Open them. Right now you're looking. I don't even know why you're looking there. We're over here in front of you. You think you'll flap your eyes?
That's not
you
helping,
do like
Donald.
a bird or something. Open your eyes. We're right here. Sleep Sofa Joe.
Yeah, I hear you over there, Donald. You're lucky I don't come over and knock your block off.
Whoa, guys.
Something my wife, Joe Biden, wouldn't allow.
Did you?
Look, Sleep Sofa, I get it. You don't want to upset your husband, Joe Biden. I don't want to upset my wife, Melania, but I get where... Well, no, I really don't understand how you're married to yourself. But anyway...
I said I'm Jill Biden's husband.
No, you didn't. Look, every time you do something stupid, you just say it's a joke. I don't get it, Sleepy. Why don't you just not do stupid things? I'm asking for a friend.
You know, Donald, I can think of a couple stupid things that you've done. Like, let's shoot people up with antiseptic. And we'll be open by Easter.
I just don't like how you're handling your campaign, to be honest. You get up and you blame all of your left-wing protests on the right wing. It doesn't even make sense. It's your fake news media that's been saying peaceful protests. If it was a Trump thing, believe me, they would not have been saying peaceful protests.
Oh,
You know, I absolutely agree with that
well,
statement.
you stay out of this, Mark.
Whoa.
Look, Sleepy, I'm sorry for coming up with the nickname Sleep Sofa Joe. And also for bumbling Biden. I mean, they're accurate. I know. That's why I made them up. They come up from the surface of the earth.
Yes, they do.
And Trump just tells the world it's just something that I have a gift, really.
You do, Donald.
Anyway, look, Joe, I'm sorry. And when I demolish you in the square, I just want you to be prepared that when your arms are sent to the different parts of the planet to be buried and sacrificed to the wolves, that is just kind of par for the course, and I will mark down a birdie.
He's talking about golf again. He's not thinking about fixing the problems in America. He's thinking about his golf score.
I know.
This is our president of the United States.
It's crazy.
That's why we need to get me in there.
What?
I only had 44 years originally. Not enough time to get anything done.
Sleep Sofa, do you know how lucky you are to go 44 years keeping the same job while being mediocre? It's kind of phenomenal, really.
What'd you do? Build a couple skyscrapers?
Whoa, I made a couple billion with my time.
Take it easy, guys.
Anyway, look, Mark, thank you so much for allowing me to debate Sleep Sofa Joe, the bumbling Biden, in his Joey futon. And Sleep Sofa, I can't wait to make it official on CNN, Fox News, whatever.
If we do this debate, I'm gonna beat you in the head with my lightning quick responses.
Whoa.
With your lightning quick ability to nap, really.
Why don't you shut up there, Donald?
Guys.
You know we call you the Orange Kim Jong-un, right?
Whoa!
Well, racist much Sleeps Over Joe? Look, sure you want to equate me to some sort of dictator who's got, instead of orange skin, he's got a different color. Skin. I see what you did there. Look, you could say what you want, Sleepy, but you had 44 years. I've had 3.5. And we're winning big league.
Look, Donald, barring me getting COVID-19, I can't wait for this debate.
Sleepy, they're going to pretend you have it so you can get out of it. Listen, I appreciate you guys being on the show.
Mark, I'm sad you're not doing the Trump show anymore.
Yeah.
Just still don't understand.
Well, because it's so one-sided, you bozo. We're going to get into this next time. I'm going to take a nap. Sleep Sofa Joe. Out.
Sleepy.
Yes, I think that's about enough for me too, Mark. I've got to get up early tomorrow. Melania's probably sitting on my gold toilet right now, and you know I don't like it when she poops on my gold toilet.
I know you don't.
Anyway, look, I'll see you tomorrow on the next Real Talk.
I'll see you tomorrow, Donald. So there you go, Amby. We had the very first debate between Donald Trump and Sleeps Over Joe right here on the Real Talk program. It happened. It's in the books forever. Unfortunately, I think only about 64 people saw that. But now, maybe you could share it with some people. I think it's better when we do it each time. Like, that was pretty good. The time I played it earlier tonight was even better. Maybe. I don't know. But guys, what I'm about to play you is going to blow your mind, okay? This is episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show. And on episode 21, we have a subject in mind that we have not covered yet. The subject is sometimes known as Michelle Obama, sometimes Miguel Obama, sometimes Miguele. You'll see within this clip here. And apparently she's like best friends with Harvey Weinstein. Didn't know that. You'll find that out tonight as well. Here we go. Episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show is Miguel Obama.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live with episode.
People, that's not the right one. We're going to win a big league when we go to episode 21 right here. Miguel Obama. Obamagate, really.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live with episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump.
Thank you for joining me on episode 21 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're going to talk about Sleeps Over Joe, but we're also talking about Michelle Obama. Not sure if you saw her speech, so we're going to go over a little bit of it. But also, I found an oldie but a goodie. We're going to get into it. Let's see what we got.
Welcome to Kingswood Community Center.
Is Sleep Sofa trying to do his best Clint Eastwood or what? He's looking like all into the distance like, make my day, dirtbag.
Actually, that's the one down I used to work. As a joke. You didn't know where we were anyway.
The truth comes out. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him? He said every time he gaffes, he says, that's a joke. We know you're a joke, Sleeps Over Joe. But you really have no idea where you are, do you? Where are you? What state are you in right now?
And here at home, as George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and a never-ending list of innocent people of color continue to be murdered.
Miguel, I agree with you. Any innocent people should not be getting murdered by cops. But let's be honest, George Floyd, he's a 5-time criminal on his way to being 6th. And unfortunately, that bad cop, yeah, he was maybe racist, I don't know, but he's a bad cop. Terrible cop. He should be in jail forever. And he murdered him. So, but no, that was horrible. But anybody who's murdered, but don't say countless. I think it was 13 last year. What's countless is all of the little boys, girls, adults, all of the people that are dying constantly that are not part of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Stating the simple fact that a Black Life Matters is still met with derision from the nation's highest office.
Look, I love Black lives, Michelle.
What we get instead is chaos, division, and a total and utter lack of empathy.
You see this? It's like I should write down what she's saying, and then you could write Antifa on top, and you'd say, that's what's going on right now.
They see an entitlement that says only certain people belong here.
What is she talking about, Bushwood Country Club?
That greed is good and winning is everything, because as long as you come out on top.
Says the former First Lady of the United States, living in a $12.5 million house in Martha's Vineyard.
It doesn't matter what happens to everyone else.
Why did you and your husband, because you want to all of a sudden take credit for him, why did you cut off funding to the historic black colleges and universities? I refunded them, by the way. You ever heard of the Terraform Act, Michelle? Well, your husband didn't. I released 4,400 criminals who really were, it was like minor offenses, and 97% of them were black. Why didn't you do that, huh, Miguel?
They see our leaders labeling fellow citizens enemies of the state.
You know, I'm looking into the Snowden case because you declared him an enemy of the state for just telling the people what you were doing behind their backs. It just goes to show that you didn't just spy on the Trump campaign, you spied on every single human being in the United States of America. Good job. Very good for me. You're going down. So all I gotta say, hashtag Obamagate, hashtag Shadowgate, really.
While emboldening torch-bearing white supremacists.
You know, this would have been the perfect time for her to bring up the wild people in the streets. They're burning buildings, they're beating people up in the streets, they're murdering each other, the criminals in all the democratic cities. And she doesn't bring it up. She talks about white supremacists. Where the hell is that going on? We're talking about rioting in the streets. It's all of your people, Michelle.
They watch in horror as children are torn from their families and thrown into cages.
Are you kidding me? We're talking about the cages that your husband built. Look at this, right on national television. She's lying to the people. Your husband is the one who built the cages and used them first. I don't even know how much we use them, but I know your husband built them.
And pepper spray and rubber bullets are used on peaceful protesters for a photo op.
Why would I not take a photo op with a Bible in my hand? It's a total baller move. Look, they shouldn't have been throwing glass bottles and water bottles that are frozen at the police officers. So they got what they deserved.
Sadly, this is the America that is on display for the next generation.
Unfortunately, what's on display for the next generation is a psyop that your husband created, and you guys continue to foster fake news. Yes, that's right. You guys created it for Trump, and I'm just destroying it against you because you all of you are fake news.
I want to start by thanking Harvey Weinstein for organizing this amazing day. Harvey.
What?
This is possible because of Harvey. He is a wonderful human being, a good friend, and just a powerhouse.
Are you kidding me? Harvey Weinstein? Oh my goodness. But well, you are one heck of a judge of character, I have to say. Big league.
And the fact that he and his team took the time to make this happen for all of you should say something not about me or about this place, but about you.
Actually, it says a lot about you, Majwell.